Welcome to OAA Now, your home for Oakland Activities Association news and information. Here's your host, Sammy Taormina.
Welcome to OAA Now. Here I'm Sammy Taormina, blog around the OAA, the host of Last Week Brain Cells, host Queen Taormina's Orion Toad. I'd like to welcome those watching on the local voice on SoundCloud and those watching Orion Toad. We got two football coaches we're talking to this week. We're going to start off with the coach of the Woods, Coach Rob Oden. Coach, thank you for calling in this week.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
When you look at last year, obviously, you made it to the D4 state semifinals, ran to a very good Goodrich team. Recap last year for me.
Last year was a good year. Overall, we had to struggle through some injuries earlier on and really battle to make the playoffs. Once we were able to do that, we were able to kind of make a run late. So that was a good thing for us. And we got a lot of guys, a lot of meaningful reps. So this team that's coming back is a veteran team, guys that played a lot last year. So we're looking forward to having a good season this year.
And when you look at this veteran team, I mean, everything starts with your quarterback, Nate Rocheleau. I mean, obviously, you look at what he's been as a quarterback. Obviously, we talked a lot about him in the previous podcasts. Talk about how much Nate has improved.
Nate has improved drastically this offseason. He committed himself to the weight room. He's probably 10 or 15 pounds heavier than previously. He's committed himself to running track, so he's a little bit more athletic than he was previously. But ultimately, he's become the senior leader that we needed him to be. First to arrive, last to leave, and doing an outstanding job of making his teammates better overall.
And when he got hurt last year, you went to your nephew Dakota as the quarterback. Talk about how, Dakota's been. Obviously, I've seen his films. I mean, obviously, you guys have played really well in the summer leagues and 7-on-7. Talk about your nephew Dakota.
One of the ones, we call him. He's a guy that can play multiple positions, and he's kind of a Swiss Army knife for us. He has some quarterback in his background from Little League, in addition to wide receiver, defensive back, and some running back. So with Dakota, we can line him up in 6 or 7 different positions and get some meaningful, great matchups in our favor. So we're looking forward to moving him around. He's continuing to work on his game. Like I said, he's probably about 10 pounds heavier as well from the weight room, and has gotten better in terms of speed. So he can build a top off coverages, and he's added a couple new dimensions to his game. So the sky's the limit for that kid. He's doing great this summer, and we're going to be able to do a whole lot of different things with him this upcoming season.
Talk about impact players around the OA. Obviously, you guys got a ton of them. I mean, obviously, players like DeAndre Bidden. Talk about some players that OA Nation needs to know about when it comes to Harper Woods football.
I would say, in addition to the ones that everybody talks about every day, Jaden Evans, our free safety, is having a great offseason, great summer. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He's picked up some really, really big offers lately. He's going to be a ball hawk back there. He started for us as a freshman last year, and he'll continue to grow and develop. But he'll be a household name here pretty soon. And then James Jefferson, our third wide receiver. He's kind of a long-rangey kid. Was a role player last year, caught a lot of short and intermediate balls. This year, he's expanded his role. So I will look forward to watching him continue to grow and develop. He's a 6'3" wide receiver as well. So he'll go from being a serviceable backup to having a very, very key role in the starting offense for us this season. But those two would be the first two to come to mind for the kind of the up-and-comers or the next guys out list.
Talk about the trenches. Obviously, with Harper Woods, you guys are known for the trenches. So any impact players in the trenches, both on the offensive side and the defensive side?
Yeah, defensively, our edge is going to be set by sophomore Jeremiah McCall, played a lot of reps last year as a freshman. Killed it in the weight room. I think he's made gains of over 50 pounds in his bench, his power clean, his squat. He's really tearing the weight room down. So he'll be the next defensive lineman up, in this next class. He's about 6'3", he's about 260 pounds, and he's freakishly athletic. So he'll be great there. And then opposite of him will be probably one of the newest additions to the team, which is Victor Polk. Polk is a senior that's transferring back to his neighborhood and came to us from Cass Tech. And Vic comes to us with, I think, 10 offers already. But he's a heck of a player. He's continuing to grow, and he's, picking up a lot of attention more so as a tight end. But defensive end is where he's going to make his money for the next level, I believe.
And when you look at, you guys, obviously linebacker, talk about that linebacker area. Talk about your running back situation. Obviously, you lost Kobe Bailey. I mean, last year graduating. Talk about both linebacker and the running back spot.
Okay, well, running backs, we are replacing the two-headed monster, Donald Adams and Kobe Bailey. Both are gone now. We're going to do that with a committee. It'll be two sophomores and a junior back there. We're talking Rashad Evans. Most likely to be Avery Taylor. And then the third back would be Keontae Washington.
And
2 of the 3 played in the system last year and gave us some meaningful snaps. But the biggest difference is all 3 backs this year are more 6 foot, 200-pound kids, and not the small scat backs we've used in the past. So we're looking to be more physical in the run game, but we know to replace the production of Kobe and Donald, it's going to take more than just one guy. So it'll probably be those 3 guys as the primary ball carriers out of the backfield. And then the linebacker core is solid with sophomores. We're talking Jesse White and Mekhi Jones. Both were backups on last year's team, but both played meaningful snaps in all 13 games. Looking forward to being full-time starters this year, and they'll kind of be the ones that help make our defense go. So both of them are really, really high academic, smart kids that will be in alignment to be 2 great players right here in this upcoming season.
And then obviously the secondary, we know you're loaded there. Also wide receiver, talked a lot about the wide receiving core. Talk about, some impact players in that defensive secondary that could make some noise.
Well, the secondary should be one of the strengths of the team because every starter back there is back from previous seasons. So we got a lot of experience back there. But outside of the household names, I would say Jawan Jones is our top defensive back. He's a 4-year starter for us, recently committed to Central Michigan. He'll move inside and play the nickel position. He's been a corner the last 3 years, heavily involved in run support and things like that. So Jawan Jones will be a guy like Lionel Edwards, our free safety, and like I said, Jaden Evans, our strong safety, will help provide significant pass coverage for us back there. So I'm really excited to see them guys all play together again. They've been together a year or 2 now, and I'm excited to see what they do this upcoming season.
And then let's look at your schedule, and then we'll talk program strength. Obviously, your schedule always one of the toughest in the state of Michigan. You guys, your non-conference is absolutely brutal. I mean, you guys got Clarkson's on there, and you got Celine's on there. So talk about those 2 games in particular. Those games are really interesting games.
Clarkson game will continue to always be one of the big tests for us. We got a chance to play them a couple seasons ago.
I remember that.
We understand the history of the program that they have over there, and Coach does an outstanding job with them. That's always a test for us. A Division IV school that's probably a third of their enrollment, but this year we get to play them really, really early, week 2. So we're hoping to have some of the wrinkles and kinks worked out by then. We understand that going out to Clarkson is a tough place to play. definitely the toughest place to win in the OAA, in my opinion. So we're going to have to really be on our A game when we go out there week 2. And the other crossover games are extremely difficult as well. You know, we have Saline buried in there week 8, which is a non-conference game, really strong program that they have. So we'll get a chance to go on the road and go out to Saline as well. And then we have Mason coming down to Detroit at the end of the year in their traditional power as well in Division III. So we'll get an opportunity to be tested, to measure ourselves against some of the state's best and see exactly where we are. And hopefully, just like in years past, that experience will carry us into and through the state playoffs.
And that's going to be very interesting. When you look at the division you're in this year in the white, I mean, you look at a lot of teams have really improved. When you look at teams like Stoney Creek, Groves is a proven program. Rochester's been an up-and-coming program. So talk about your division, obviously, and always in the white division.
The white is always tough. It's one of the things I think, and every year we've been in the white, a different team has won the white. So it's got competitive balance. You'll get to play some really, really, really well-coached teams in addition to some great athletes as well. Stoney, Rochester, both really, really good teams will continue to be trending upwards and being stronger and stronger and stronger. And Groves has been kind of the team we've been chasing the last few years. Haven't been able to get over the hump and beating them guys. They do a great job with the group that they have as well. So, and then I think in year 2 with this staff, I think Southfield will be a lot better as well. So it's one of them situations where there are no days off, no gimmies on any given Friday. You not on your A game, you can go out there and really get your butts kicked.
And we look at the other games, obviously. Ferndale is on that schedule as well. So what's your thought process of playing them week 8?
It'll be fun. You know, our kids and their kids do a lot of things in the off seasons together in terms of training and 7-on-7 and things like that. That'll be a good game for them. Great test for us. They're probably the school in the OAA that's most similar in size to what we are. So we look forward to playing them, and then we got a great working relationship with their coaching staff as well. So we know that Coach Jackson, V-Jack will have them guys ready to play, and they'll be fired up to play us. So we're looking forward to that opportunity as well.
And then you look at your week 1 matchup. I think you open up with Redford Union again. You played them twice last year, so talk about that matchup.
Always extremely tough, well-coached team when you play Union. Last year in both games, we felt like we were challenged tremendously. We were able to make a couple more plays. We're hoping to build upon that success we had last year. But we understand that this year is different, and we're going to have to be on our A game, or you're very capable of going over to Union week 1 and getting beat. So, our preparation through the rest of this summer and into the fall camp will help propel us and get us ready for that game. But we're super excited about that matchup as well.
Let's talk about program strength. You talk about your sub-varsity teams. I mean, like the JV program, also the middle school program. Talk about how important that's been for you guys.
Tremendously important. Our middle school program has been the strength of ours since we got there 8 years ago. We are now coaching kids on our high school varsity team. I think 80% of my team played from 6th grade for us, so they're super familiar with the program. And the success that we're having with 7-on-7 this summer is showing a lot of that. They've been running this system now for 3, 4, some 5 years. So we're able to get better in several areas because we've had kids that are very familiar with the systems that they're running. So, and then junior varsity program is always our feeder. We look for them guys to take the next step by the end of the year and be ready to come up and give us some serviceable time on varsity. So our approach is always to build the program from the youth level up. So that's kind of what we've always been doing. Their schedules are always challenging as well. So we look forward to working with them guys when they get to us. So we spend a lot of time and practicing in the off season, our varsity staff, coaching and developing them as younger staff. So when they get to us, we'll have some familiarity with those guys. So at both levels, junior varsity and middle school are doing extremely well. We're looking forward to coaching some of those kids in the coming season.
Let's talk about any changes in uniforms at all, like this season, or are you going to keep the same ones?
Couple new wrinkles. Shout out to the sponsorships and all the companies and corporations that back us. We'll do something new with our white uniform. Our breast cancer awareness thing in October is usually really huge, and that'll be big. We're doing something different with that as well. But people can probably look forward to seeing us in the 3 different helmet colors and 7 different uniform combinations. I kind of let my seniors pick, and they do a great job of figuring out what we're wearing and what we're doing from week to week to week.
I really like your pink uniforms, especially when you guys wear those in October. I mean, those are really, really beautiful uniforms. I really like those unis.
Yeah, that's something we've been doing since my days at Crockett. Several members of the staff in the program have had, family members that are survivors and things like that, and we just want to continue to show our support for those. And we do that in the month of October.
Talk about the importance of the community. Obviously, Harper Woods is a really, really football-hungry community down there. Talk about the importance of the community aspect for Harper Woods.
It's been hugely important for us. It's the reason we've been able to have as much success as quickly as we have. They support us not just on Friday nights, but throughout the whole school year. They come to our events. They provide pre- and post-game meals. They make sure our guys are well taken care of. And then a lot of businesses in the area supply the guys with summer jobs and internship opportunities. So we understand that our overall success is a direct reflection on the community in which our school sits. So we love the partnership we have with all of our stakeholders, and we look forward to continuing to build on that.
Let's talk about the Division 4. Obviously, you guys are in that division. Obviously, we talk about teams that, could you guys could see in the playoffs. Obviously, one team in particular is Goodrich. So talk about, you've ran into Goodrich the last 2 years. So talk about, that's starting to become a little bit of a rivalry between you two teams.
Yeah, we've played Goodrich, I think, a total of 3 times. I played them about 20 years ago when I was at Crockett, and they had the great Kurt Ellsworth running the football then. I think it was a regional final. And then we've played them back-to-back seasons with the winner of the game going on to be the state champion. So we definitely have our eyes on those guys. We got long vision, though. We understand that, in order for us to get an opportunity to play them guys again, a lot of things have to go well in the first 12 or 13 weeks. So we're kind of focused on that, but they are the measuring rod. They are the current champions, and we look forward to seeing when we measure up with them guys this year.
And then, obviously, before I let you go, Coach, what is your expectations this year heading into the season?
Well, our expectation is always to compete to win our league, to go undefeated at home, and play for a state championship. So we're hoping to take it one step at a time, one opponent at a time, and allow this season to be a lot of fun. But ultimately, we're trying to, week by week, get better as this season goes on. We're hoping to build depth so that we can sustain some players through the midpoint of the season that's been kind of nagging us lately with injuries. But ultimately, we're looking to make a long, deep playoff run.
And when you look at that you look at Division 4, obviously, you guys have had a lot of success ever since coming into the league. I've noticed, a state championship, Division 4 state semifinal appearance. How important is it, you know what I mean, being in this conference been for you guys?
It's been great. OAA has prepared us for all the success we've had in the state playoffs. Make no mistake about it, the week in and week out battles that we have in the OAA white and through our crossovers allow us to get to the state playoffs and kind of play the game almost in slow motion. We're confident that the teams that we play in the OAA are state championship caliber programs that do a great job year in and year out. And from those opportunities and those battles, we're able to show up on Friday nights in November.
Okay, Harper Woods coach Rob Owen, thank you for calling in this week here on the podcast. I'm very excited to see you at me today and talk more about the Pioneers as we head in closer into the fall.
Thanks for having me. Thanks a lot, Sammy.
Yep, God bless. Okay, that was Harper Woods coach Rob Oden here talking about the Pioneers. I'm telling you right now, Harper Woods is going to be a very good team this year. I expect that this is a very, very dangerous team. I think they're going to be, they got a lot of experience coming back. As I mentioned, their summer ball has been really good. Anytime you return your starting quarterback, the bulk of your offense coming back, that's a big deal. So, so when I look at Harper Woods this year, they're going to be one of the top teams to contend in the white this year. Excuse me. But also expect them to make a deep postseason run as well. All right, here, breaking news here at Southfield A&T here. They got a new boys basketball coach, and Josh Loud taking over the program. He takes over for Coach Terrence Porter, who stepped down in April. Stu Carlton confirmed the hire. Loud played at Eastern Michigan from 2011 to 2013 after transferring from Kentucky State. Averaged 24.6 games, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Graduated from Blooming Hills Losser in 2010. According to his player profile page. Loud, of course, been known in the AU circuit for, ran the D1 Elite program. Has done several mitten recruiting efforts. Takes over a program that really struggled at A&T. And, you really look at what them, A&T really, you kind of look at with them, they were really much a mess. When you look at the Warriors, under Coach Porter, they really struggled at times. They were competitive, but, they really struggled. And I think really you look at with program strength with Porter, that's really the big question here. Looking at with them is, can A&T, find a way, to make some noise, especially in this division in the gold. I think they can make some serious noise here. And I really look at with them is, can A&T really, can they bounce back? I mean, this is a division where I think it looks winnable for them, is the gold. And I think they can really make some noise here. The big question for me with A&T is going to be is, can the Warriors find a way to, get back to where they've been in years past? I mean, that's the big question. Now, A&T's been hit with a lot of inexperience. They've been hit with a lot of, and I think for them, it's going to come down to is, can A&T find a way to, can Lyle handle this transition period? I know that he's handled transition periods in the past with the AU program, but in the high school program, it's a lot different. And I think that's the biggest challenge he's going to face with A&T is, can he build that program going forward? And I think that's the challenge here that A&T sees is, can they build that program? Is if A&T can find a way, if Lau can put his stamp on this program, they can win a couple games here. They can win at least 10, 11 games. They could. They got a chance to. But there is some question marks when I look at with A&T is, can the Warriors find a way, to turn things around real quick? And if they can, then I think they could seriously make some noise here. And I think really, with them is, can the Warriors, can they find a way, to overcome this? And I think that's the big question here that we have with A&T is, can the Warriors turn things around quick? Can they, be competitive? I mean, when you look at the division they're in with the gold, is you look at this division, you look at Waterford Kettering, obviously, they're coming in the league. New coach in Rex Walters. They got a lot of program strength. They got a lot of, they got a lot of experience coming back. And that says a lot for a new coach in Rex Walters. Ferndale University, we know, is an improved program under Coach Josh Nix. He's done a really nice job of that program. He's turned it around real quick. And then you look at then of course you look at Harper Woods. Obviously, Harper Woods, we don't know what's going to happen there for Coach Juwan Porter. They do got a really good returning player in West and Andre Cast coming back. And then Oak Park, we don't know where they're at for Coach Rand Shepard, so we don't know where they're at. So there's a lot of question marks when I look at Oak Park. So this is a division where I think Southfield can make some serious noise. The district looks really tough. I mean, especially for them going into Birmingham. I mean, going with Grove, Seaholm, Bloomfield Hills, and Berkeley and Birmingham Brother Rice. The only team that they see twice on that schedule is Berkeley. So that could be a real concern there for Lyle. If, when it comes to that postseason time, I mean, they should be better, but there are a lot of questions when I look at this program, when I look at what Berkeley, what A&T is going to have with Lyle. Lyle's going to have a lot of challenges ahead of him. He's going to have to really overcome that question mark of, okay, how am I going to get this team to believe in my system? How am I going to get this team to turn things around real quick? Because when you look at A&T, this is a team that really, had some struggles under Coach Porter. Now they're going to have to really do a changeover, a transition period, which is going to have to happen during the year. And I think with them, it's going to come down to is can A&T find a way to handle that transition period? If they do, I think they can win some games. They can make some noise in that division. But if they don't, they could be in for a long year. And I think really with A&T, that's really going to be the key for them is can A&T find a way to overcome some things that they've got to go through? So that's really, to me, the biggest question that I have with A&T is can this team, overcome a lot of things? This has been a very young team the last few years, but they should have some experience. They should, they should surprise some people, but there are some serious questions when it comes to, talent over there at at A&T, and can they make a move in that division? I mean, everything looks like they can make a move. They should make a move to make some noise. But the question for me is with A&T is can this team make some noise when I look at this team going forward? Is can this team, gel real quick? And that's the big question that I see with Lyle. I mean, obviously the AAU routes, that helps a lot. But, it's just right now when I look at this team inside out, they're going to have to really make some noise. They're going to have to really make an impact. And I think that's the big challenge going forward with them is can the Warriors find a way? They got to make they got to make some noise. They got to make some impact. If they don't, they could be in for a long year. And I think for them, that could be really where the challenge lies with A&T is can this team, get back to Southfield of old when they were dominating people, making some noise when they were in the red. They've really taken a step back. And I think if you're Coach Lyle, this is where, you gotta make your mark. You gotta make your statement. You gotta make your impact. Because if you can make your impact and make your noise, I really think this A&T team can be really, really dangerous going forward. And I really like where I think this hire could work out really well. And I think a lot of people around the sports world has really said that, that A&T could make some noise. They could make that they could they're a sleeping giant getting ready to wake up. And I think that's really where the key is for them going forward. So A&T, I'm curious to see how this works. I'm very curious to see how Coach Lyle does with Southfield A&T, and I think this is a team that, if things go right, can they surprise some people? I mean, can they really, can they challenge for the division with Waterford Kettering and Harper Woods? I mean, that is a possibility. Waterford Kettering, and also, you got Harper Woods, Oak Park in there, Berkeley's in there. I mean, could they challenge Waterford Kettering? I mean, that's a question that's to be determined. And if they can, I really think this could be a really dangerous team going forward. And I think they can really surprise some people, because you really look at this Southfield team, they've always had athletes over there, A&T. They've always had athletes. The question for me with A&T is, can this team find a way, to can they overcome that obstacle? And that's the challenge going forward for Coach Lyle, is can this team make some noise, especially in the division, where that division looks extremely winnable, and they have a chance here with Coach Lyle if things go right, because, and also for him, he's got to build that program over there, because program strength over there at A&T's been really challenging. So he's got a challenge ahead of him to build that program, and I think that's really going to be where the biggest issue lies. And I think that's the biggest obstacle that A&T faces when they come forward. And I think that's going to be the challenge going forward as we head into the year with A&T, and I think that's the challenge for them going forward. So that's the obstacle that A&T sees. I think that's the obstacle that I'm looking at with them, is can A&T, under Coach Lyle, get back to the Southfield when they were dominating people, when they were in the red, when they were dominant. So we'll see what happens going forward. All right, we're going to take a break here. We're going to catch up here with Stoney Creek football coach Rick Powell here on the podcast. Welcome back to OAA Now. Here I'm Sammy Taormina. Here we got the coach of the Cougars, Coach Rick Powell. Coach, thank you for calling in this week to talk about the Stoney Creek Cougars.
We're excited to head into year 2 here this year. We got a lot of pieces coming back. Guys are trying to understand the overall culture and responsibilities and what it takes to be a successful football team and a football program. So we're really looking forward to the challenges that we have this coming season.
When you look at last season, you guys made the playoffs in your first year. Obviously, recap that first year. It was kind of like a transition period, and then you got it going, and then you guys got in the playoffs. So recap last year for me.
Sure. So our goal every season really is to be able to play our best football, towards the end of the season. Obviously, being able to get in the playoffs, but play our best football at the end of the year. And I think that's what we kind of did. Obviously, did not go as we planned week 10 in playoffs, but it was a lot to learn, a lot to take in early on for our guys, and they responded really well, and soaked it all up like a sponge. But they started to believe in themselves, have a little bit of confidence, and kind of hit our strides towards mid to end of the season, which was cool to see.
I do want to talk about one game in particular, that game against Rochester. That game went overtime. I remember that touchdown by Sam Fogler. Talk about what you saw in that overtime and that winning 2-point conversion.
Kind of just the mentality that we want to put forth the entire year, just about being resilient and hanging our hat on handling adversity. Because early on in that game, we kind of had control of it. And towards the middle to end of the game, Rochester started to punch in the mouth a little bit, and they were a very physical team, a very good football team, and we were on the ropes a little bit, and we got into overtime with them and hit a huge play on our, I think it was 4th down even, to score in overtime, and at that point it was like we gotta go for 2 here to see what we're about, and our guys responded very well.
And I think that was the game I think that got you into the playoffs last year. Now. And obviously you look at that playoff success, having those extra week of practice. How important was that for this group, especially heading into this season?
It's huge. I mean, we started 6 sophomores and had a lot of playing time, even about I think the 7th up towards the end of the year. So it really showed. We played a really good Rochester Adams team towards the end of the season. in the regular season and played them really tough. I thought we played a really good game. We couldn't punch you in the end zone, but we played a really good football game. So I'm in the playoffs, and that team was very experienced. They've been in that situation before, and so that experience for us was huge. Hopefully, leading into this season, to let our guys know what playoff football is all about, and how you have to really transition and turn it up to a different level.
Let's talk about your team heading into this year. Obviously, you look at the strength of this team. Looks like it's going to be in the lines. Obviously, Brody Rumber coming back. Talk about the experience Brody has had. I know he's been having a lot of camps this offseason. Talk about his development.
Yeah, he's kind of taken that one, straight on. Put a lot of work in to put, I think, like 40 pounds on, 50 pounds on since the end of last season, and it's good weight in terms of muscle wise. Get a lot of exposure at camps, competing against a lot of good athletes, offensive, defensive linemen throughout his different tours and camps and whatnot. But he was a rising star on the weekends at times. But he's really put forth a lot of work and really taken ownership and pride into knowing that he's one of our solid guys coming back on the offensive line. I mean, we got 3 guys. I mean, Brady Ricketts is another offensive tackle for us that's returning for us. We moved him from tight end to tackle, and then our center, Michael Gemolaro, is anchoring down the offensive line too, and we're really excited about him coming back.
Talk about your quarterback. It looks like you do have a quarterback in there. Talk about I think I gotta remember the name though. I can't remember it off the tip of my tongue. I know you can help.
We got another good battle going on. We got a senior, Jake Matlis, who played probably about 5 weeks for us last year, and then a junior, Brandon Gurgix, who was a starter going into the season as a sophomore last year, and he ended up getting hurt. So lost a little bit of confidence as he got hurt, but he's a really good athlete. Jake Matlis is a great game manager. Does a lot of good things well. So 2 very different styles, but both of them are rising to the occasion and competing really well.
And then also talk about, running back, obviously talk about the running back side of the offensive side and also the wide receivers, the proven pass catchers that you guys have. Talk about that area.
Yeah, so we got a lot of those guys returning, which is really cool to see. Again, a lot of two-way guys for us that play both offensively and defensively, but Rosie Telagatos is going to be a junior for us, tailback. Mason Black's going to be a junior tailback for us. And we got a couple of seniors in Nolan Welch and Jake Lancey that are going to be a slot running back position. And then 2 seniors that we're really excited for, Jack Fredenberg and KJ Schuster at the wideout position that we're really looking forward to. And a couple of young bucks mixed in there and guys hoping to get a shot. But, we lost a pretty good tight end for us last year. So we have going to be a junior, Ryan Dazinski, that started outside backer, and he'll be moving over the offense side of the ball a little bit too. So we're excited about his transition there.
Let's talk about your defense. Obviously, this is what you're known for, obviously being a former defensive coordinator at Lake Orion. Talk about how your defense is looking this season.
We're just trying to take pride in the confidence and playing fast. A lot of new things, a lot of new schemes going on last year, and guys were a little unsure of themselves and kind of where they fit in. So going into this offseason has been a huge transition. Seeing guys really take ownership of it and understand what we're really trying to do philosophically. And, we got like I said, a ton of returning pieces. We lose a little bit on the defensive line with Beckman and Boykos and a couple other guys that are gone. But, linebackers returning. Everybody in the secondary is returning. We had a kid, Drew Rowe, who we're really excited about, started for us for a couple games, ended up getting hurt with his knee injury early to middle of the season last year. So he was out all last season. So we're really excited to have him back too.
And then let's look at the schedule. Obviously, this is a really interesting schedule. It's almost the same as last year. You guys open up week 1 against your alma mater, Warren Cousino, playing the Patriots week 1. So talk about, let's break down that game a little bit in your eyes, playing against your alma mater, and you got them coming to your place this time.
Yeah, it's always cool. I mean, especially last year going there. I haven't been back in a number of years, and going to see the tradition that we kind of created and had going on there was really cool to see. Coach Jeanette Brandon does an awesome job over there, getting guys playing on the same page. They got a couple good athletes, quarterbacks coming back. I mean, they're a scary team when they're hot. So we got to make sure we're playing our best football, and excited to have them obviously come out to our place week 1. But it's always cool to get that going.
Did you have any flashbacks when you brought your team over to Warren? Obviously when you were over there. Any flashbacks in your mind?
No, just a lot of good memories. We create a lot of cool things. A lot of buddies that we still talk about it, but it was cool to see a lot of former players that I played with, or that was under my dad's tutelage there, guys coming back to watch that game and seeing them on the sideline was really cool to see. And a lot of those guys, some of them are administration now over there, so just a lot of cool memories and fun memories to be back there.
And then week 2, you take on Lake Orion. You go to Lake Orion, your return to Dragon Country. What is your thought process, having to go back to Lake Orion week 2?
Again, I got a lot of respect for Chris Bell and the staff at Lake Orion, and I still teach there, so I see a lot of those guys in the hallway every single day. But again, it's one of those ones that we really want to get after. Like anything, they're OAA red team. We're still in the white, and our goal hopefully someday is to be in the red and play with that caliber of competition. So if we want to get up there, we got to be able to compete with them. We got to be able to beat those teams on a consistent basis. So an awesome experience for us, especially playing at Dragon Stadium, because it's a great environment, a great place to play. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys early on in the season.
And that'll be very interesting. I know that's on O1 TV, obviously. And then, and then we look at your other non-conference games. We got week 9 taking on Ann Arbor Huron, which is going to be really interesting. Of course, you guys get to go down to Ann Arbor this year. So talk about having to take that long bus ride to Ann Arbor.
Yeah, that's, again, just making sure our minds are right, making sure we're locked in. Again, it's not a good football team, a lot of athletes, a lot of good skill positions, guys coming back. But again, hopefully we're playing our best ball when we get them in week 9, and we're locked in for that game and have a great trip down there, make it a good experience for our guys and good atmosphere, and hopefully come away with victory.
I got to remember who you guys are playing week 8, which
Berkeley?
Berkeley, my bad. I apologize.
So we lost to Avondale, picked up Berkeley this year. Again, I don't know a whole lot about them. But again, another crossover game that everybody in OAA is challenging and ready for a fight. So it'll be another good battle.
Now let's talk to the division. I mean, obviously, we had Harper Woods coach Rob Owen earlier here on the podcast. What is your thoughts? Obviously, seeing Harper Woods, you get them coming to your place this year. So talk about Harper Woods in your eyes.
In general, the OA, like I said, from top down, all the way from the red, all the way bottom, a lot of great teams, a lot of great coaches, great competition there. So, Harper Woods, they've got a lot of proven talent. Guys all over the field that can really fly, really play. Obviously, good up front, linebacker core, all that kind of thing. So, again, they'll be a really well coached football team. Yes, we're excited that we get to host them this year. So. That's a huge advantage for us, I think. But, again, it's going to be another great football game. And we were down early against them last year. I think started off 14-0 real quick and ended up losing a heartbreaker to them. But, again, very good football team with a lot of good proven athletes all on the field.
What about Groves in your mind? What do you think when you see the Falcons?
Again, they're a team to beat. I mean, they won, obviously, the league last year. Again, proven coach that's runs the system very well, gets their guys to play at a top-notch, top level consistently. That's kind of what we want to be about, not necessarily that we want to imitate what Groves does, but that's what we want. We want to have a program that's consistently compete for championships, but know the system, tough kids. So we're really excited for that challenge. Hopefully going into year 2 for us, we can kind of rise to that occasion.
What about A&T?
Again, ton of athletes all over the field. Hopefully we can get on them early, but and I know they're in the transition periods as well, so another good team to play.
And then we got Rochester, of course. Obviously, you got Rochester. What's your thoughts on the Falcons?
Yeah, Coach Vern does a great job with those guys, especially obviously with the situation that happened last year, an overtime loss. Obviously, they'll be hungry. They're always physical. Obviously, rivalry game, huge game to get up for. We do have to go obviously to Rochester this year, so we got to make sure we just handle the environment, control what we can control, do the little things right, and hopefully we can take care of business there.
I forgot to talk about one more team, and that's Rochester Adams, because that's another team you're going to be seeing this year. So talk about Adams in your mind.
Yeah, but that's just like Orion. We're fortunate enough to be able to see 2 OAA red crossover teams, 2 teams that are also close nearby that we might have to play in the playoffs at some point if we're fortunate enough to get there. But, again, they got a lot of proven experience, great coaching staff, run their stuff really well, both offensively and defensively. And then obviously they got their quarterback coming back. He's a heck of a football player, and so hopefully again hopefully our guys can come ready for that challenge, and it'll be a great football game.
Let's talk about program strength. Obviously, Stoney Creek's been well known for the sub-varsity programs, the middle school programs. So Break those down for me. Your middle school programs and also your varsity and also the youth football levels too. Break those down.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We have the Junior Cougars football program running pretty strong right now. We get a few guys from the Rochester Raiders organization as well as we come in there. Hart does a great job. We get about anywhere from 40 to 50 athletes on our 7th and 8th grade teams. A lot of good coaches there. We did some things going into this offseason where we held a kind of like a coaches clinic and a coaches essentially camp where we got all the youth coaches up to the varsity coaches together, and we were able to do some clinic talk with them and really work more closely with them. So we're really excited about building those relationships, and as much as we can get those guys on board, the better it is for us. But yeah, we're really excited heading into this year, especially with our incoming freshman class of 2029. Really excited for it.
Talk about your freshman JV programs. Obviously, you know what I mean. They last year the JV went undefeated. Freshmen had a really nice year. Talk about those two programs.
Again, our lower level coaches do a great job with those guys. The biggest thing we try to look at is compete. I mean, we don't have a huge number in terms of roster size on the lower levels. Freshmen does a pretty good job at about 40, 45-ish. But I think we had 28 on JV last year, and like I said, those guys are just tough, competitive guys that really don't come off the field and just want to be football players. That's kind of what we're all about there. We want guys to be football players and be tough-minded, whether it's physically and mentally. But a lot of good programs coming up there. They just had one loss between the two of them last year. The JV team, I think, has not lost a game yet. Now the 2027s. So a lot of big shoes to fill, but hopefully we can keep that rolling.
And let's talk about the community impact. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like, talk about how important the community is helping with the football program.
Community support has been awesome. Again, we try to do a lot of things to bring the community together, build those relationships there. But community support has been really, really, really top notch. Friday nights are really cool at our stadiums as well. We try to have a youth night. We try to have a cause game. We try to have different events to bring the community out to have it more of a community event.
Talk about those community aspects. Obviously, you look at I know you do that traditional walk. Talk about how important that the traditions have been for Stoney Creek football.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. We want to make sure that we're playing for the teams before us, but also playing for future teams as well. Get our guys to understand that it's a lot more than the game of football. There's obviously a game of life, and what impacts can we make not only on the youth players, the current players, the community, the parents, all the things that kind of take place. We try to do a lot where we incorporate, we have an amazing cheer, band, dance program, so we do things where we're trying to really make it a Friday night lights event rather than just all about football.
Talk about the uniforms. Obviously, you guys made some big changes with the uniforms. Last year, you guys went to a navy blue helmet. Talk about the uniforms.
Yeah, just again, when you kind of turn over a different program, you want to put your own twist on it and make sure there's a little bit of change there. And like anything, change is always inevitable, but it's also good as well as you put that perspective on kids. So we just wanted to get a new look, new approach. So we went through the navy helmets with a little bit of a gold sparkle in them. Had some different change-ups, wrinkles here and there, but at the end of the day, obviously, it still comes down to blocking and tackling. So kids got to still perform and play, but just want to give those guys their fresh approach to say that this is what we're about.
Before I let you go, Coach, what is your expectation this year for Stoney Creek football?
We're just excited to head into year two to see, that it's been an unreal transition going into this next year. The guys are much ahead, much further ahead of the curve here. They understand the expectation. They understand what our culture is all about. And we're really excited to put our best foot forward here heading into year two. Got a lot of great athletes, got a lot of great people. Administration's awesome. Super excited to be in the spot that I am and make it a family and community environment. And like I said, hopefully we can not only play well in the division, shock some people other places, and again, play our best football at the end of the year and make a run in the playoffs.
Okay, Coach Rick Powell here. Thank you for calling in this week here on the podcast.
Thank you, Sammy. Appreciate your time. You do a great job.
God bless.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so when I look at the Cougars this year, there's a lot of questions heading into the year. So I think they're going to be good. I think Stoney Creek will be a very good football team, and we'll see what they have. I think they're going to be a team to really watch for this season. So we'll see what happens. Everybody, signing off here. Make sure you follow the blog at SaturdayFooty's50 at blogspot.com for latest information around the OAA. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Actually, happy 4th of July, everybody. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you on next week. Take care and see you then. God bless all.